everybody, it's Kaycee. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be setting up April's budget and also the transaction log in my budget planner. And everything I'm going to be using today will be linked in the box below. So these are just my stickers, and these are the only stickers we'll be using today. And then both the pens and this are from Erin Condren. And I'll have the link below to that. Also, if you've never ordered from Erin Condren and you use my link, you can get $10 off your first order. So let's just get started on my budget though. We're going to be setting up the budget on this first notes page. This is an Erin Condren monthly planner, so it just has like this monthly setup, and then it has notes pages afterwards. It also has this dashboard page in it, but I always just use this as a notes page throughout the month, and then I rip this page out at the end of the month. So this will just be for notes that are temporary. So I'll be putting my full month budget right here. And then I also keep track of my paychecks. I break those out and what bills are going to get paid through each paycheck. So we have 3 paychecks in April. So we'll be using this page for the first paycheck, and then the second paycheck, and then the third paycheck. And then today we'll be setting up the transaction log also on this side. So we'll just skip the pages where we'll have the payday or the paycheck stickers, and we'll just do the transaction log in the back. All right, hopefully that made sense. It's just a little like summary of what we're doing, I guess. And we're just gonna start right off by putting these stickers down. So this is my April design, obviously. And I really like these. I thought this design turned out really well. Like I like how I like all the purple flowers, purple and blue. So that's why I decided to use like the purple and blue pen. I just thought these like matched the colors pretty well. Like not perfectly, but they'll go along with them really well, I think. All right, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my income. I'm using my fixed and variable stickers. I also have it where you can have the expenses combined where they're not broken out into like different fixed and variable. But for me, in order to get this, since this is a 7x9 planner, since I break out my expenses into like quite a few different categories for my monthly budget, I kind of need the fixed and the variable expenses broken up, or they don't all fit on one page. So this works well. The variable fixed works well for my month budget. I do use my combined expenses for the payday budget though, like the each paycheck, because I don't need as much space for the expenses since they're like broken up throughout the month. So it only takes one page with all that. But anyway, I'll record those when I do that too, if you've never seen a payday budget that I do. All right, so I have a little off to the side. I already made like a rough budget, so I can kind of go off that. And all we're doing, I go off this. So I already made my April bill due section. So we're gonna be just going all of April. We'll be having 3 paydays, and that's all my husband's paydays. So I'll have 1 line for my husband and then 1 line for my Etsy payday. And then we're also keeping an other, because we have actually been getting quite a bit of like other income recently. Like we had the stimulus check, and then we just got our taxes, which I wasn't sure when we were getting those, but those just came through. So we're gonna be adding that to March budget. So we won't be having that. I don't think we're gonna have as many like unexpected things happen in April. Although we're looking for a house, and we're looking to sell this house, possibly after we buy another house. So then our budget might change a little bit. We're just trying to move, and we're trying to figure out, since we have a house, like what the best way to do that is. Like keeping this one, or like the housing market is so bad right now, like for buying. Houses are like way expensive kind of, but I'm hoping like since we're selling ours too at the same time, it kind of evens out, but we'll see. But that's why, so April, we're not expecting to find anything, but if we like find a house that we really like, we may kind of go forward with like trying to purchase it. So then that would affect our budget, but we've also been saving for a really long time to help with the down payment and the closing costs and everything. So if that does happen, we won't have to take anything like out of our budget, I don't think, or if we do, we just have to do a little bit. So anyway, that's the only thing kind of going on in April. Before I do my budget, I always look at like this. Obviously, I kind of look like what I know is going on. And then I look at what we're going to be doing this month that's kind of out of the ordinary. And the one thing we're doing is going back to my parents' house who live in a different state just for a weekend, which won't really affect our budget too much, but it'll slightly affect it because we'll probably, I don't think we're going to fill up our gas twice, but we will be filling it up once because it is full. Our tank is actually full right now. And actually, the more I think about it, it's possible that we might fill it up twice. I only like budgeted for one time, but maybe I should put on twice. We'll see. We'll look into that when we get to that. But anyway, I didn't want to put these totals down because I always like forget how many. I can do probably this one because this only has the fixed expenses there are less of. And we only have 4. So what I'm gonna do, I always turn this over to do this sticker. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we'll stick this one down like this. And then, oh, maybe not like that. That's very crooked. There we go. And then for the other one, there's so many of them. I'm just gonna wait until I write them all in so I don't put the totals on the wrong line. So why don't we get started? I need to decide first which pen is gonna be which. So I usually use 2. I usually use one for the lines and then I use one for actually writing. I think actually I'm gonna use the blue for the writing because there's not as much blue like in this area. It's more purple. And I'll use the purple for the lines. So let's do this right now and just start writing some things in. So income, I just put my husband's name. He's our main income source. And then I'm gonna put Etsy. That's for anything I make in Etsy. And then other, which like last month was like taxes. I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit so you can see a little better, I think. All right, and you might as well just put the numbers now too. So he actually gets an extra paycheck this month. So we're expecting around $3,100, something around there. And then for Etsy, I'm just gonna say like around 400. This is kind of a slower month. And actually, do I put dollar signs? I like keeping everything consistent. No, I don't put the dollar signs for this. All right, so other, oh, I did put $5 for other because I thought maybe we'll be getting a little bit back for our credit card rewards. So I am just putting $5. Maybe a little more than that, but I'm not really sure. It's just like one of them that we're doing because we did last month. We actually, like this past March, we did our 2 of our credit cards. So we got quite a bit of money back for our credit card rewards. But I think this one we're only gonna cash out like one of our rewards because we don't have much on either of them. So, but we should be able to take $5, get a little cash back from that. So this total would be $3,505. So that's what we're expecting for our income. And then I'll put actual once we get there, obviously. Let's do fixed expenses. Those will be easy right now. And these are all on the previous page, but since I wrote them down over there, it won't be hard to, I won't have to remember. I can just look what I wrote before. So we got compassion. This is actually kind of hard because that would be the only thing. It's kind of annoying with these kind of binders is this gets in the way when you're writing way over here. But these are still my favorite kind of not binders, but like planners. I don't really like the binder. I've never really tried a binder, but I didn't know if I'd like it. It just seems so big. But I don't know, maybe sometime I'll try a binder. I know Erin Condren has binders that you have like this exact like planner in, or at least I think. I know they do it in now I'm second guessing myself because I don't know if they actually have it like this, because I know they have the life planner, but maybe they don't have just regular ones. But let's finish writing these. Talking while I'm writing, I'm afraid I'm gonna write wrong there. So this total is always the same, $259.99 right now. So that's our fixed expenses that we know what we're gonna have. And then now we're gonna get over here to our variable expenses. So I usually start with the utilities that kind of change. So we're gonna start on these. So this is where I break out into like all the categories that I think we use mostly for the month. So we will have like our gas, electricity, and water. That's like our utilities. And then I'll also have like food and groceries, and then just like our kind of like an allowance, we consider it, like just like fun money and gifts. Our dog has a category, things like that. So I guess I'll kind of go through that right now. So we start out with gas, and that's, I always put it for the house because I also have gas for the car because I like breaking that up separately. And then we have electricity and water. And those are our utilities. And one of the biggest expenses for us is food or groceries, because I sometimes put like paper products or anything with the food. I kind of just include that in that because it's easier because it's on the same receipt. And then I break restaurants into its own category because I like seeing, I just like having this separate so I can see how much we're spending like outside on food. It's mostly fast food right now, so it's not like anything super expensive, but it's still something. Etsy is just like Etsy expenses, like things I have to buy, like paper or any supplies for that. Home, I'll kind of explain this, I think, when I put the amount, but this is usually like decorations or things like that, but since we're going to be selling our house, we may be spending a little bit more just to try to fix up a couple of things to make it sell a little better. And then entertainment, and then we always have Allie, she's our dog. And our car is just for things like any oil changes, anything we need with the car except gas, because we break gas into its own category. And then I have my own clothing category. I just like keeping this separate. And I've actually been giving myself like $100 the past couple months because I keep meaning to buy some things and I'm not. So it keeps like carrying over. So I think this month I might actually buy what I need to. I just keep like putting it off, but I just need a few more things. So we'll try to do that this time. Allowance, like I said, is just kind of our fun money. And gifts, giving. And then we have a miscellaneous just for anything that comes up that doesn't fit into any of these like regular categories. All right, so that's all of that. We'll put the amounts in a minute. Let's just put this sticker down now so we get all the stickers done. And then I'm gonna draw the lines, which take a while, but if this is your first budget, I thought about talking about this, like, cause I pull these numbers from like, I mean, first of all, like I said, I see what we're doing for the month, but then what I do is like, I go off like my old, my old budgets kind of. If you've never done a budget, what I would do honestly is not even try to make a budget at first. I just start keeping track of my expenses. Because that's what you kind of need to know first. You can't just like randomly start guessing like, well, I think we'll spend this much and this. If you have no idea what you're spending, that's just not going to help. So the first thing to like making a budget, I think, is tracking your expenses. Like even just 1 month, then you can see kind of what you're spending on everything. And then even try to make a budget off that. And once you get a couple months in, you'll probably have a better idea on what you want your budget to be. But it first just starts with like keeping track of your expenses. So that's kind of what we did at the beginning. And now that we keep track every month, I kind of have an idea of what we would need for each category for each month. So, and then I always try to underestimate the income, and then I overestimate expenses. So I always find that better because you'd rather get more money then like say you're expecting more in your budget and then you get less, like that would be a problem. If you get more, it's not such a problem. So this is like an underestimate. I still try to estimate close, but I still do like if there's like any wiggle room, I always try to do like an underestimate for that. And then I overestimate on like these, like kind of like our gas for the house. Like I kind of look what we did last year, what our budget was and what we actually paid. Because I can look up from our gas company, I can see what we paid last year. And then I can kind of just go from there. And I always usually put just maybe an extra $5 just in case, just as like a little buffer. And if we go over, it's not a huge deal, because sometimes that happens. Like sometimes you go over budget. But it's still like you'd rather be under budget than over budget. Oh, I missed these two up top. The only thing, like this variable budget, you do have to do more lines than the like combined expenses when you have them like broken out into variable and fixed. There we go. The lines take a little bit longer, but I think we got them all this time. This one was a little rough. I shouldn't that's okay. All right, so now all we need to do is finish writing the expected amounts right here. So I'll zoom you guys in again, and then we'll get finished. We need my blue pen, and we'll just mark in all the expected and then the total. So gas, I looked what we paid last year, and then I kind of went off what we've been paying the past couple months. We're not paying as much since the heat is, we're not running the heat as much, so hopefully it'll be under 70. And we'll do 55 for electricity. I don't know what's going on with our electricity, but it's been going like, it's way more expensive than last year. I'm not really sure why. I know we're both working from home, so maybe that's like part of the reason why. Like we have a bunch of computers running, but I don't know. But that's always been high these past few months. All right, water went up a little bit, but we knew it was going to go up. They sent us something saying like the price for our water is going up. And food and groceries, I'm going to keep the same. I thought we were actually going over budget in March for this, but we're actually still under budget, and it's almost the end of the month, so that's awesome. And same with restaurants, and I'm going to still give us $50 just for restaurants, just so we have a little bit wiggle room. Usually we're around there, but we're trying to do a little bit less these past few months, which we are doing pretty good. We've only eaten out once so far this month, but I think we're gonna grab something tonight too. But at least we're not doing it every week like we used to. All right, Etsy, I actually spent a lot last month that I wasn't expecting. I thought I was gonna buy more this month, but I like ran out of supplies that I needed. So I don't think I'm gonna be doing much with Etsy this month, because I ended up spending like a couple $100 in March just for a lot of paper. And then I bought a subscription to some art, like some design things that I use. So it kind of went way over budget for Etsy last month. Well, the current month, like March. So I'm trying not to do anything too much with anything, maybe just buy a few things, anything needed, but we're trying not to buy so much this time. For home, like I said, we might be selling our house soon. So this is just for like if we go to Lowe's or Home Depot or need anything. Entertainment, I'm putting down to 35 this month. We haven't been using it too much, but I always just like having this because I don't want our budget to be so strict that we don't like that it's like stressful. So we still want, like, we have a budget for a reason, and that doesn't just mean we can only pay for like the bills and things we have to. Like we have some like fun money too. So here's entertainment. I like giving it its own category. This month, like I said, we're going to be going away, and we're leaving our dog in the kennel. So we're going to have to pay for that. So she's going to be a little more expensive this month. Car things, we don't really have anything. I always check. So I have this other bills list in my planner when things are due, and we don't have anything. The next thing due is in May. It's our car insurance. So I don't have to worry about anything extra this month either. So next month I'd put car insurance just under car, so that'll go there. But April, we don't need anything. gas for our car. So this is what I said. I only put a fill up once, but now that I think about it, my husband's going to be driving quite a bit next month too, because he's starting to play cricket. And I think I'm going to kind of double that. I think I'm actually going to put like $80 toward our gas since we're going to be driving a lot. So that'll be like 2 fill-ups worth. And then clothing, like I said, I've been putting $100 and I haven't been buying I just need a few pieces of clothes, and so I just need to go ahead and buy it. I keep like stopping myself, but I have the money there, so I need to get it. I just need to get some. So allowance, we just have $100, like fun money for us. Gifts, we don't really have any birthdays or anything coming up in April or anything that we need to buy that I know of, so I'm putting 0. Giving, we'll probably give 100 to our church. And then I don't really have anything for miscellaneous that I'm expecting. So, all right. So I have the total over there, but I didn't include the extra. So I had $45 for the gas and I put 80. So we're going to have, the total should be 1,300. I think it is 35 and nothing. I'll double check that after I get off. I don't have a calculator like anywhere nearby, and I use my phone for recording, so I can't use the calculator on that. But I think that'll be, actually I think it's 45. All right, let me go grab the calculator. I'll be right back. Okay, so I was wrong. It was 1,345. I'm always so bad at math. So hopefully we can just white out this. I shouldn't have trusted myself. This whiteout is not going. There we go. I can never trust myself doing math. Okay, 1,345. Thankfully, I've like made enough mistakes that it doesn't bother me when I do have a mistake. So I'm gonna zoom you back out. So that's okay. It'll be fine. Like I'll notice it, but it's not a big deal. It's real life, so that's just what we have to do sometimes. Like, it's not gonna always look pretty. All right, I think that's all I'm gonna do for my budget part. I'll fill in the actuals, obviously, as they come. And all we're left to do is the transaction log. So what I need to do is skip this page since it'll be a notes page. And then since we have 3, I just go off my husband's paydays for our budgets for our paydays. So we're going to be doing 3 paychecks in April. So this is the page I'm going to tear out, and I'm going to have paycheck 1, paycheck 2 on the back, and then paycheck 3 on this page. So transaction log is going to go on the back of here. And this is just 3 stickers. Doesn't take long to set up, which is nice. And it's not even April yet, so I'll have it ready. Like half the time I don't even get the transaction log stickers down, and I have to be writing it in other places and then copy it down once I get them. So we are prepared this month. All right, and then I used to not draw lines on this, but now I do. I just like how they look, makes it look nicer. So all I will need to do is to do that, and then we'll be done. It's a pretty nice day out today. It's like cloudy, so it's kind of gloomy looking, but it's warm. So I was thinking about going out and doing some gardening. Need to like pull out some dead flowers from the winter, like some of them that need to get cleaned up. So I was gonna go do that today, and I enjoy doing that. I like doing gardening work, so I'm excited to get out there and do that. It's like 70 degrees, I think, and it's gonna kind of cool down a little bit. Next week, I think it's gonna be warm, and then it's gonna cool down a little bit, but then it's only for a couple days, so then it should warm back up. These I don't actually have, so I always have the like lines right here to draw down, but I don't actually have them on the bottom of this because there's no like total sheet. So sometimes my lines here end up crooked, but I I just try to line up the top of the ruler with that, and then it's not too bad, I think. But it's never like terrible, so it doesn't really bother me. We only got 2 more left. So how's everybody's March been going? Were you like, was your budget over budget? Were you under budget? I think we're gonna be just slightly over budget just because of, mainly because of what I bought for Etsy, that I wasn't really planning on, and then kind of just decided to do that. Like, and then I was like, well, I can wait, but then I didn't really want to, so we just bought it and figured it would be fine. We got a bunch of extra money, like from, that was unexpected, like a stimulus, and then our taxes, because we weren't sure when we were getting those, and we weren't sure how much we were getting back, so that all covered that, so I figured I might as well just buy it. So we did that. Now I don't have to worry about it in April. But there's the transaction log, so I'll be putting all my transactions that we put on credit cards in this section. We put anything that's just like that goes straight through the bank accounts. It all goes on here. So I'll have like some generic stickers like these that I put, like if we use our Target debit card or something, it gets taken automatically out of our bank account. So I put that in this. And that way I can see exactly what's coming out of our bank account for the month. And then for the paychecks, what I do on these pages, I just put everything that's like just all the expenses. And then for this, I put just what goes on the credit card. So that's just how I like breaking things out. I think we are all done though. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Please subscribe if you enjoyed this video also. Like I said, if you want any of the stickers that I've used, I'll have them down in my Etsy shop link below, or everything else I used, I believe, was Erin Condren, these markers. I love these markers. They're the dual tip markers. I have a bunch of different colors, so they kind of like match my stickers. Like I have a bunch that I can choose from. But that's basically what I use. And the whiteout, if anyone's curious, it's just Bic. I got it at like Rite Aid or CVS or something, but you can find that anywhere. I like these whiteouts. They're like easy, and I don't like the like gel kind, but anything works. But thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.